97. Chilly night, actually a little bit colder tonight as we begin. It's 52 degrees here in Boston. That is up close and personal at the 6'3", 190-pound, 29-year-old Clay Buchholz. And here's the lineup he's going to take on, put together by Jim Leyland. One change. Here it is for the Tigers, brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you got to live Moss. Austin Jackson leads off. Torrey Hunter bats second. Miguel Cabrera hits third. Prince Fielder. Victor Martinez the DH. Johnny Peralta's at short, with Alex Avila doing the catching. Omar Infante at second, and that means Don Kelly gets the start tonight, and Iglesias begins the evening on the bench. The Tigers have a lead late. We'll see Iglesias in the game at short. Opening pitch brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And while we look at the right-hander Clay Buchholz, a reminder for coverage of this game in Spanish, please tune in to Fox Deportes. Amigo, what do you have on Clay Buchholz?
Well, Clay Buchholz saying he never dreamed that he would get off to the type start that he got off of to this year. He won his first 11 decisions. Then he was on the disabled list for 3 months. He has natural movement, and the touch and feel that he developed in his 3 starts since coming off the disabled list is enough to warrant the second game start tonight for Buchholz.
So they've tried to build up his arm strength since being on the disabled list for as long as he was with the shoulder ailment. Actually had inflammation in the bursa sac up there, and they had a lot of starts and stops trying to get him healthy, but here he is at the most important time of the year. The 4 keys to the game for game 2.
Tigers are playing with Fenway money right now. The Red Sox, it's very simple. If they win tonight, they're 1-1, and they go to Comerica Park on Tuesday afternoon to face Verlander. However, if they lose, they're down 0-2 and face Verlander.
They're the 2 managers. Leland was on your left, John Farrell on your right. Glad you're with us on a great fun day of sports on Fox. Here we go, game 2. Ball 1 outside. Austin Jackson, 15 strikeouts this postseason. He is so sick and tired of announcers talking about how many strikeouts he's rung up during October. That's to the right side. Try and get out, play, and strike 1. Defensively, the Red Sox stack up like this. Gomes is in left. In center, it's JACOBY ELLSBURY. In right, it's Shane Victorino. Around the infield, you've got Middlebrooks, Drew, Pedroia, and Mike Carp at first. Napoli starts the night on the bench. He struggled against Scherzer, and Saltalamacchia starts behind the plate. He came on late last night. Ross got the start. Here's a 1-1 to Jackson. 2-1. You'll notice the pace with the pitching of Buchholz. He is very deliberate. Not a get it and throw it kind of guy. Here's his 2-1 pitch. Jackson takes outside again. It's 3-1. Austin trying to get on in front of Torrey Hunter, who's backed up by Miguel Cabrera behind him, then Prince Fielder. 3-1 from Buchholz. Hard hit to his left. Drew. Well, home umpire tonight is Rob Drake. He has seen 5 pitches come his way. He's called 3 out of the strike zone. He has seen a foul ball, now a ground out. Ron Kolpa's at first. Alfonso Marquez at second. Dale Scott at third. Dan Iasonia at left. And Joe West is enjoying his time down the right field line near the Fenway faithful after his night behind the plate last night. Here's Torrey Hunter. Strike 1. A lot of talk, Tim, about the strike zone last night, but when you certainly read about a lot of it today with the number of strikes that were called, the check swings, for, against, however you want to look at it, but there's not anybody we talked about or talked to with regard to the Red Sox who who thought the strike zone was unfair, who thought there were too many strikes called, they thought Joe West had a fine ball game.
John Farrell said it best. He said, we lost 1-0 last night. Joe West had nothing to do with it.
Anibal Sanchez certainly did, with 6 innings, 12 strikeouts. Then Albuquerque, Veras, Smiley, and Benoit.
Yeah, the Tigers bullpen last night was sensational.
Here's an 0-2. A strikeout for round number 2.
That ball really went down out of the strike zone. A perfect 0-2 pitch. In a perfect position.
Batter is Miguel Cabrera.
You said it last night, Joe, that Miguel Cabrera looked better. He was smiling. And it looked like he felt better tonight before the game. He looked better than he did last night.
It's good news for the Tigers. The game's best hitter. He's reached base in 30 straight postseason games. Trying to drop one into center. Cannot. ELLSBURY there. And a perfect first for Clay Buchholz. Bottom of the first. 21-game winner Scherzer to the hill for the Tigers. No score.
MLB at Home is presented by MLB The Show 20. It's what your baseball dreams are made of. Welcome to the show. Rated E for everyone.
They're good at the top. They struggled last night, but the Red Sox come get you early. And the Taco Bell starting lineup for Boston. Taco Bell, sometimes you got to live Moss. JACOBY ELLSBURY leads it off in center. Then it's Shane Victorino in right. Dustin Pedroia. David Ortiz. Same first 4 as last night. Then it changes. Mike Carp at first. Johnny Gomes in left. Jared Saltalamacchia does the catching. Stephen Drew hits 8th. Will Middlebrooks at 3rd, batting 9th against Max Scherzer, one of the most mild-mannered, nicest guys you can meet in any walk of life. And then he gets on the mound and something else takes him over.
Things change, and that's the story of his season. A great change this year, and that slider has really helped. Tigers best at controlling the running game. We'll talk about that throughout the early innings. It could be pivotal if 1 or 2 of the first 3 Red Sox get on base.
That didn't happen last night. ELLSBURY, Victorino, Pedroia, a combined 0 for 10 with 7 strikeouts. The night starts with a strike. There's that top group. When they're getting on base, they're using their legs, they're stealing bases, they're putting pressure on a pitcher and a defense, and then you've got the middle of this lineup. Well, that's why the Red Sox were the best team in the American League record-wise, and why they led baseball in runs scored. That's outside a ball and a strike.
Red Sox also 44-22 after a loss. Very consistent throughout the year. 97 wins after a 69-win season last year.
Late swing on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Scherzer. And it's 1-2.
You're going to see that a lot tonight, particularly from left-handers, because they've got to protect against the changeup. And the fastball just blows right by them. Fastball in.
On 1-2. 2-2. We see 93-94. Scherzer, when he gets rolling, can get it up there 97-98. That's when he's charged up, as he was in Game 4, coming out of the bullpen for the Tigers. And he is a big reason why, as big as any reason the Tigers have right now, why they are in the ALCS.
Getting out of that bases loaded, no outs jam without allowing Oakland to score. 2 strikeouts and a fly ball to center.
The 2-2 is outside, a full count.
Good bat by ELLSBURY.
Here's Game 4 after he got out of it.
Looks like a boxer.
First guy he hit hand-to-hand was Verlander.
Yeah.
Watch out. Here's a 3-2 and a chopper to Cabrera. 1 out. You know, Cabrera is a third who joins him defensively. One switch from last night, and that's Kelly in left, Peralta instead of left at short. But it's Jackson in center, Hunter in right, Infante fielder on the right side. Avila does the catching for Max Scherzer. Jim Leland can get defensive at times, and he has been defensive first of all about playing Peralta in left last night, and tonight then switching Peralta to the infield. Oh, now Victorino's drill.
That is the 20th time since August 4th that Shane Victorino has been drilled. See, he can't get out of the way of that pitch. As a former switch hitter, in fact, he was talking about the possibility of batting left-handed tonight. Some might say he didn't try to get out of the way.
He's been hit 5 times this postseason.
Unbelievable. It's in 6 games.
One on, one out. Pedroia takes a strike. When he's batting right-handed, he's right on top of the plate.
Yeah.
Former switch hitter, and on some level, he just doesn't care about getting hit.
No, I know.
I mean, it hurts, and you know you're risking injury, but
he's on base.
He's on base. It's what he does. 1 on, 1 out. The batter's Pedroia. The 0-1 pitch from Scherzer. Just poured in at 94. Strike 2.
It's a really unusual action for Max Scherzer on a fastball. It doesn't tail into a right-handed batter, but it's more normally like the one he threw to Pedroia. That high riding fastball, 4-seamer. Wonder if Victorino's thinking about running.
He stole 21 during the regular season. For this team, the Red Sox, as we talked about last night, that was 4th in the big league stealing bases. Big reason why ELLSBURY at the top. 52 steals in 56 tries. Victorino, 21 of 24.
Scherzer, on the other hand, really cares about that guy at first base. He's not like a lot of pitchers.
2 out.
What a changeup to get Pedroia.
Batter will be Ortiz. We'll watch the strikeout, but finish your thought about Scherzer and how he attempts to keep runners close at first.
Well, he does it in different ways. He holds the ball often. He even practices holding the ball in kind of a phantom drill while he's warming up. I have never seen a starting pitcher do that. He goes through it in the outfield, and then he takes it to the mound, works from the stretch. Very few starting pitchers work from the stretch. They normally work from the windup. But he is very smart. 14 stolen bases against him, but 8 caught stealing.
A strike to Ortiz. Here he is earlier before the game. That's before he started his warm-up. Practicing taking different amounts of time in the set position before he brings it to the plate.
That's exactly right. Varying the holding position with the guy on first.
They had Victorino leading there.
Yeah, and when you do that, you can have quick feet like Scherzer and perhaps pick a runner off. He approaches, when guys are on base, he approaches the stretch position about as intelligently as anybody in the game.
Missed the ball and a strike. Carp is behind Ortiz tonight. Last night in game 1, it was Napoli. That'll get out of play. Strike 2. Avila, the catcher for the Tigers, really reacted when you talked about what Scherzer does, holding runners close by varying his delivery.
Yeah, he really does. I can't tell you how much that helps a catcher out. Alex Avila threw out only 12% of the runners this year. And when you have a guy like Scherzer on the mound, it is so helpful.
So it's a game with Arnie Baylor, the first base coach for the Boston Red Sox, Victorino in this case, trying to get a read on what is, in essence, unreadable. You just don't know how long Scherzer's going to take pitch to pitch. It's a guess.
3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds.
2-2.
Here is a quote by Max Scherzer in the Boston Globe today. I like to hold the ball. I feel like that really disrupts the base runners. And he's right, because there's a rhythm to base running like there is to pitching or hitting or any fielding exercise in baseball. You disrupt that rhythm and you got him.
There he goes. Ground ball foul. And Victorino had a good jump. But he has to retreat. And Ortiz had to guard the plate with 2 strikes. Meanwhile, the shift is on. And the shortstop Peralta is on the other side of the bag, with Miguel Cabrera playing in what would typically be the shortstop position. Back-to-back, Pedroia and Ortiz. Scherzer, Buchholz, hang zeros in the first, into the second. Game 2, no score.
Javi, are you enjoying the new gameplay engine and AI updates in MLB The Show 20?
Yeah, man.
You know, I invented AI.
For real?
Robot Coach, come in here.
Hello, what can I do for you?
PlayStation.
Second inning, no score. Red Sox left a man. Victorino was hit by Scherzer. He was stranded. Now it's Fielder. Prince takes a strike. Going to hear from Kenny Rosenthal in a bit. Aaron Andrews with us as well. Aaron on the Boston side, Kenny with the Detroit side. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, a ball and a strike. Prince is hitting under 200 over his last 13 postseason games and does not have an RBI. So there's a lot on him in year 2 of that 9-year, $200+ million contract. Out in front of that, foul ball, strike 2.
And when you think about Prince and where he's positioned in the batting order, behind Cabrera, in front of Martinez, he may be positioned, or sandwiched, I should say, between the 2 best guys in baseball. And Prince is certainly not the guy who makes excuses along those lines.
Here's a 1-2. Changeup got him. Strikeout number 2. And out number 1 here in the second.
That looked like a split changeup. Jared Saltalamacchia is saying what might be the best thing a catcher can say about a pitcher. That Clay Buchholz never throws 2 pitches the same. So if it's tough for him to catch, it's tougher for a hitter to hit, and thereby explains at least some of his success.
Again, the right-hander 12-1 during the regular season. Missed about 3 months on the DL with a bad shoulder. He misses here inside ball 1. Ken Rosenthal is with us down on the field. And what have you learned about Clay Buchholz shaking the bushes like you do?
Joe, I spoke with Rays hitting coach Derek Shelton this morning. The Rays faced Buchholz in his first start off the DL and also in Game 3 of the division series. And Shelton said 2 things. In that month between starts, Buchholz's velocity jumped from about 91.5 to 93. And also, and Tim touched on this earlier, Buchholz is never in the center of the plate. He's always on the outer thirds and beyond.
All right, Kenny, thank you. Keep checking in with Ken during the course of the night. He's provided us with his insider notes, and we'll try and dig as deep as we can as this game unfolds here at Fenway. Ball and a strike on Victor Martinez. That's into left center field. That ball is going to get to the wall. And Victor Martinez, the former Boston Red Sox catcher in DH, has got a 1-out double. And that's the first hit of the night.
Another 300 season for the former Cleveland Indian and Boston Red Sox. Boy, he's a tough out. There aren't many tougher outs in baseball than Victor Martinez. This is a 2-seam fastball. It went away from Martinez. He didn't try to pull it. Went the other way for a double.
Here's Johnny Peralta, hitting .500 this postseason. He was the hitting star last night. Really the only guy to figure out what to do in the batter's box for either side. He went 3 for 4, had the game's only RBI, and 2 of only 3 extra base hits. Jim Leyland is absolutely stunned at what Peralta's been able to do at the plate after a 50-game suspension. He worked a bit in the instructional league, but to jump back and just pick up not where he left off, but even hit the ball better than when he left at the time of the suspension has shocked Jim Leyland to the point where he's forced his bat into the lineup. The Tigers have needed him. 2-0 pitch. Runner at second, 1 out. Hard hit, base hit into left field. Victor Martinez will go to third. And another hit for Johnny Peralta.
That was a fastball up. Last night, all 3 hits. You talked about them, Joe. Up in the strike zone. 1, 2, 3. He's the best high ball hitter on the Detroit Tigers. And this is his last hit, moving Martinez to third base. Up. Don't throw him up. Keep the ball down. Buchholz knows that.
So last year for the Giants, as Avila digs in first and third, 1 out, they underwent a similar situation with Melky Cabrera with regard to a 50-game suspension. Cabrera at the time had just been the MVP of the All-Star game. He was leading the league in hitting. Suspension runs out. He's eligible to come back if the Giants wanted him back. They did not reactivate him. He just kind of disappeared from the Giants.
Ending up signing with Toronto this year.
First and third, 1 out. Avila's got a base hit into center. And the Tigers lead 1-0 on an RBI single to center by Alex Avila. Peralta stops at second. Avila has put Detroit on top here in the second inning, 1-0.
Once again, up in the strike zone. Avila going after the first pitch, look for the fastball, hit it up the middle. You know, last night, the Red Sox had the shift on for Avila. Had the shortstop been up in center field, then he makes that play. But with runners on at first to third, you can't put the shift on. So Avila singles up the middle to where the Red Sox were last night with nobody on base.
Now it's Infante with runners on at first and second, one out. And a run on the board for the Tigers. Right at the shortstop throw. The flip for the out. Double play. Ends the inning. But Buchholz gives up a run. We're going to the bottom of the second. Carp, Gomes, Saltalamacchia coming up for the Red Sox down one. That's from the Killers album Direct Hits, which comes out November 11th. We welcome you back to Fenway Park. Tigers lead 1-0 in this series and now in this game. Carp, Gomes, Saltalamacchia against Max Scherzer. 21-game winner who got around to hit batsman in the first inning. I'll bring in Ken Rosenthal and try and finish the thought about Peralta. Compared to Melky Cabrera, Kenny, a year ago, Melky Cabrera just kind of disappeared after his suspension. The 50-game suspension trails Peralta around. It was in just about every article, certainly here in Boston today, after Peralta was the hitting star last night. He's a free agent to be. It'll be talked about again, but the Tigers, Kenny, could not wait to get him back and get him active with this ball club.
Well, the difference is, Joe, Cabrera had only joined the Giants last season. Johnny Peralta has been with the Tigers since 2010. Justin Verlander made the point to me last night. He is part of their family, part of the team's fabric, and the Tigers accepted him back without any problem at all, in part because Peralta took responsibility without complaint, without making excuses. They liked the way he handled it.
And now he's come back, and I know it surprises you, Tim, just how locked in he's been at the plate with that many days away from big league baseball.
Well, it's almost like it's spring training for him when you think about it. 50 days off and then coming back and being locked in as a hitter. Rare, particularly for an older player.
He's hitting .529 this postseason. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Carp leading off. It's a strike, and he got him looking. 3 in a row struck out by Max Scherzer. Tonight's game on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. Here's Johnny Gomes. Gomes is no stranger to the postseason. A guy who's bounced around in his career and somebody who is credited with helping change the feel and the attitude around this Red Sox club after a last place finish in 2012. That's upstairs, ball one.
May not show up in the numbers, but this guy is a winner. Winner and gamer. I'm not too sure which comes first as far as compliments to a player. I think gamer and then winner in that order.
Time for the T-Mobile player profile on Johnny Gomes, brought to you by T-Mobile. Nationwide data is going global with coverage in over 100 countries at no extra charge, and that's where he's been. Bounced around, but he's found himself playing in October while other guys are sitting at home watching or back doing whatever they do in the offseason. Saltalamacchia waiting on deck as the count's 2-1 on Johnny Gomes. With one out, the base is empty. Scherzer deals. That is hammered foul. Aaron Andrews is with us. And Aaron, you know more about about Johnny Gomes and how he has adjusted to his role here with the Red Sox.
Yeah, Joe, you guys just saw the graphic there. He said not playing every day is a role I don't like, but I accept it. And he joked, he said, I've won 4 division titles with 4 different teams, so maybe that's saying something. He said his method to his madness when he doesn't get in the lineup every single day is you can't try to drive the bus yourself. You can't try to steer this team when you're just in and out of the lineup. But he says, look, I'll accept this role, do the best that I can. He's also the first person to throw around the word relentless, resilient, and accountability for how the Red Sox played last night. He said, we just have to forget about it, move on. And that's something they've done all year because of a guy like this.
Made just 76 starts as he strikes out looking. So Scherzer has been able to, with 2 strikes, slip fastballs for strike 3 by Carp and Gomes to start this inning, and Timmy's now struck out 4 straight.
That is a 2-seamer. Looked like it was going to be off the plate, but it came back at the last minute to get Johnny Gomes. Max Scherzer is sharp tonight, and that, of course, is not a surprise to the Tigers. Almost every start this year he's been sharp.
Won his first 13 decisions on his way to the only 20-win season by a starting pitcher across all of baseball. He ended up with 21. That's now 21 strikeouts by Tigers pitchers in 10 2/3 innings in this ALCS. Salt Tilamacchia hit 273, 14 home runs, 65 RBIs. Counts 1-1. 3 for 11 this postseason, 3 RBIs. Switch hitting catcher. Much more power from this side of the plate as he fouls it away, strike 2. Many switch hitters who fall into that category. Actually the opposite category, which means more power from the right side than the left. Typically you see it from this side. A lot of guys are naturally right-handed, and then they flip around and they end up being more powerful from this side of the plate.
Mickey Mantle, greatest switch hitter of all time with 18 World Series home runs.
Off the end of the bat. Scherzer's on tonight. Just a hit batsman against him so far and through 2. With Scherzer in charge on the mound. Avila the RBI single. Tigers lead game 2. 1-0.
Talk about ready to go.
Go Red Sox!
Great night for the ice cream at Fenway. Nice grab, and he'll celebrate that. He's going to give it up. Yeah, to a young fan. Very classy. He's got it. Pretty good story to tell, too.
Check it out.
Oh, yeah. Great family shot right there on a night at Fenway.
Clay Buchholz back to the hill, down 1-0, 3rd inning. And that drops in at 80 miles per hour for strike 1. Don Kelly is hitting in the number 9 spot. The RBI belongs to Avila. 3 straight hits. It started with a double with 1 out by Victor Martinez last inning. Hit by Peralta, RBI hit by Avila. That's strike 2. Let there be no confusion. In this sport, during this time of the year, pitching dominates and good pitching wins, and it's been 20 consecutive scoreless innings put up by Jim Leyland's staff, which ties a franchise record for the Tigers. The A's started that. The Red Sox have continued it. And now the 0-2 to Kelly. Ball.
If I'm may relate that to a personal experience. In 1968, we went in with the St. Louis Cardinals to face the Detroit Tigers, and Roger Maris told us 2 months before the series started that it wasn't Denny McClain, a pitcher, a right-hander that won 31 games that year. It would be Mickey Lolich that we'd have to worry about in the World Series. Mickey Lolich won 3 games against the Cardinals that year, and the Tigers won the World Series.
Here's a 2-2. That's into shallow center. Might drop out is Drew. He makes the play in about the same spot where he made the play last night at the top of the ninth. All that talk about pitching leads us to this. Tonight's Dodge Durango trivia question. Which team holds the record for consecutive scoreless innings pitched in a single postseason? It's not the Tigers. They've got way to go. Here is Austin Jackson. Hit the ball hard his first time up. Grounded out to short. Ball 1. Even with all the strikeouts, Austin Jackson is a guy who is a threat for what he can do at the top of this lineup with his legs. He's also a very good defensive center fielder, which is so important at Comerica, that big park in Detroit.
Now, speaking of his legs, you may remember when Lloyd McClendon a couple of years ago went to work with Austin in the wintertime and got him to go from that high leg kick to keeping his feet flat. He improved as far as strikeouts were concerned. In fact, the next 2 years, last year and this year, he cut down strikeouts 35%.
Here's a 1-1. That was like the strikeout pitch to Torrey Hunter. Bottom just fell out of it. Now a 1-2 count on Austin Jackson.
Nemesis of guys who strike out a lot. They swing at a lot of bad balls. Almost all of them.
Right side, Pedroia. What a play! Got it!
Oh my goodness. How can a defensive play lift you up? That might for the Red Sox. Boy, do they need it. What a play. Watch the hop. Snow cone. Oh, what a play.
I don't know that there's anybody on any team currently in the big leagues that is a grittier gamer, as you mentioned earlier, that word, but somebody that this team, I think, takes their cue. Forget all the beards and all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They watch this guy play and they get inspired.
That's well put, and I couldn't agree with you more. What a player.
Hunter fouls the first one away, strike 1.
Whenever Dustin Pedroia's 9 innings are up, you know that he has left every part of his body on the field, and heart and soul.
Finally got the contract extension. He's just one of those guys you never have to worry about.
No.
Good fastball from Buchholz, strike 2 on Hunter. Pedroia did great on the initial play, then he dropped it when they were throwing it around the horn. I guess that's the way you want it.
That's a great observation.
Outside, ball 1. So he makes this play. It's almost past him, and somehow makes a good throw to first, and they throw it around, and oops.
His glove's tired.
Here's a 1-2. Miggy. These fans aren't tired. They got a win from their Patriots. They're looking for the same from their Red Sox. Strikeout number 3. They call him Petey. The defensive play in the top of the 3rd inning in a 1-0 game. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole will have complete highlights and analysis from this game, an update on the NLCS. This is their travel day today. A full day of NFL action, the new college football rankings, plus everything else in the world of sports in their own special, unique way of delivering it. Don't miss Fox Sports Live every night, only on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com. Here's Stephen Drew, took a strike. 8-9-1. Middlebrooks will follow, then ELLSBURY. 1-0. Detroit on top. Change of pace from Scherzer, missed a ball and a strike. Scherzer is locked up for the Tigers through next year. And so a decision coming for the outstanding general manager of the Tigers, Dave Dombrowski, how they handle that. We got a lot of money tied up in a handful of players. But it would be tough to see this guy leave. That's in at the knees, and another called 3rd strike. And Stephen Drew does what a lot of Red Sox hitters were doing last night, talking to the home plate umpire after a pitch that was right there at the knees.
And borderline pitch. Scherzer gets the call. I think you're going to get a call like that when you throw a lot of strikes. If you're wild all over the place, you won't get that call.
So 5 strikeouts for Scherzer. Still no hits allowed. The batter is Middlebrooks. Talked to John Farrell, the manager of the Red Sox, before the game tonight, and asked him if he was tempted at all to start the 21-year-old Xander Bogaerts at 3rd base tonight. He said, well, it's always a consideration. But Middlebrooks, while he can be streaky, he's a good defensive 3rd baseman, and sometimes we have to ride those streaks. Guy who hit 17 home runs during the regular season in his 2nd year in the big leagues. That's chopped 3rd base side, foul.
2nd year, but really about pardon me, a half year last year and about a half year this year. He spent a lot of time in Pawtucket. So when you go over his numbers, that's 32 home runs in a little over a year. Fine defensive play last night to get Omar Infante at home plate with runners on at 1st and 3rd in the latter innings. It's just not as easy to get your feet on the ground and get your foundation laid in the big leagues for some as others.
A strikeout on an 85-mile-per-hour pitch for number 6.
That's that slider we talked about in the scouting report. And Alex Avila is telling us that's made the difference this year. That is 23 strikeouts for the Tigers pitchers against the Red Sox. We've had 8 outs here and 27 last night. That's 23 strikeouts and 35 outs. Unbelievable.
With the mid really popping on the left hand of Alex Avila as strike 1 hit the outside corner from Max Scherzer.
That mid popping is an ego booster to a pitcher. They love to hear that mid pop, even if they're throwing 90, 91.
reminder, running our audio down in the trucks, and he can crank that up as loud as he wants. Make a changeup sound like 98.
Pitchers would love Joe.
Here's a 2-1. That's inside, 3-1. ELLSBURY grounded out his first time.
What makes Scherzer so difficult when he's behind in the count, he can get his changeup over as well as his fastball.
Pitch. Full count.
So he gets a 3-1 fastball. ELLSBURY went after a bad ball. I think he'll come back with a changeup here.
Jeff Jones, his pitching coach, on the right. We'll talk to him next half inning. He's got to be a happy man. That's up and away. That won't make him happy. First walk of the night. Second base runner of the night for the Red Sox.
With ELLSBURY on at first base, we talked about it earlier. How does Max Scherzer defend the stolen base? He holds the ball. With Ortiz up earlier, look at the varying times that Scherzer held the ball with Shane Victorino on at first base. Victorino eventually took off, but Ortiz struck out.
Victorino out in front of the pitch. Strike one.
You might say, why don't more pitchers hold the ball? Because we talked about the rhythm of a base runner. There's a rhythm to a pitcher too, and if he holds the ball too long, he's out of rhythm and out of sync, but not Scherzer.
Two 82-mile-per-hour pitches from a guy who can light up a radar gun, and that's that slider again. It's fooled Victorino twice, and it's 0-2. ELLSBURY trying to figure it out over at first. This time he's quicker, Scherzer, and Victorino fouls it away. Strikeout ends the inning, and that's 7 through 3 innings for Scherzer. Picking up where Sanchez left off last night. 1-0 Detroit after 3.
You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else. Why accept it from your allergy pills? Flonase Sensimist. Nothing stronger, nothing gentler, nothing lasts longer. Flonase Sensimist, 24-hour non-drowsy allergy relief.
Tonight's game is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility, what's your policy? And by the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 and Galaxy Gear. For the most part, here in the month of October, the weather really couldn't be any better. In New England, it's pleasant at the ballpark, a little better tonight. Less of a breeze blowing through Fenway Park. 1-0 Tigers lead. 4th inning rolls in, so does Miguel Cabrera. The right-hander Clay Buchholz, who David Ortiz, his teammate calls El Flaco, the thin one. He's had a tough time staying healthy, but when he's been healthy, 5 times on the DL, when he's out there, he's good. Here's his 0-1 to Cabrera. 0-2. Jeff Jones is the pitching coach for the Detroit Tigers, and I know you don't get too upset that your guys don't have to face this guy that's at the plate right now, Miguel Cabrera.
Absolutely not. We think he's the best hitter in baseball.
Hey, you're up close and personal there with Victor Martinez. I don't want to bug a guy who's waiting to hit here soon, but we'll talk to you after this at bat by Miguel Cabrera, or maybe during it if we get a chance on a foul ball, about what your pitchers have been able to do so far in this ALCS. The count 0-2. Buchholz ready with another. Ball one. It's been remarkable, Jeff, the way your guys have taken charge on the mound, and not just your starters. Your bullpen so good last night too.
Well, obviously they've thrown the ball very well. You know, we came in with a game plan, and they're executing the game plan pretty well so far.
It helps when your game plan involves guys that can pitch like Anibal Sanchez and Max Scherzer. I mean, your starting rotation is as good and as deep as it gets.
Yeah, we've got a very good starting rotation, and the bullpen has done a great job too, as evidenced by last night. But you know, we got a long ways to go, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Jeff, the one interesting thing we've talked about thus far is how Max Scherzer holds the ball with speed on at first base, and how he varies his delivery. Talk a little bit about that, if you will.
Well, Max is probably the best we have at doing that. You know, it's very difficult to run on him, and base stealers around the game will tell you that anybody that holds the ball on him makes it very difficult for them to steal base.
It disrupts the rhythm of the guy at first base, but at the same time, it can't disrupt the rhythm of the pitcher, right?
It can at times, but Max works on it in the bullpen also between starts, so he's very familiar with doing it and feels very comfortable in the game doing it.
Second full season as pitching coach with Jim Leyland with the Tigers. For Jeff Jones as he joins us live from the dugout. Miguel Cabrera steps out. The count's 1-2. You've got Scherzer tonight. We saw Sanchez in game 1. Meanwhile, a 1-2 pitch from Buchholz after a long look in. Here it comes from the right-hander. Struck him out. Strikeout number 4 for Buchholz. One away in the fourth. You know, we talked about it, Jeff Jones, coming into this series. You had to play 5 games, so you had to turn your rotation over with Verlander getting the ball. Scherzer coming out of the bullpen in game 4. But I would imagine you guys don't really care how they stack up, because your starters can go in any order, and one guy's about as good as the other.
That's exactly right. We're very confident in all of our guys, and they've done a great job, especially down the stretch and thus far in the playoffs.
I remember when earlier in the year people were saying, well, Verlander's not right. Well, Verlander's proven that he's just fine with the way he's pitched here in September and now in October.
He has. The last month of the season, he threw the ball extremely well and carried it into the playoffs, and obviously he's done a very nice job for us.
1 out, nobody on. 1-1, no strikes. That is a foul ball down the left field line. Jeff, we appreciate your time. We thank you for coming on live, and congratulations for the way you guys have started so far in this ALCS.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Jeff Jones, who has been, as I mentioned, on this staff as the pitching coach now in his 2nd full season, and he has got some kind of talent with which to work with. 1 ball, 1 strike, and now he takes a seat next to Gene Lamont.
The pitchers have some kind of talent with which to work also.
Here's a 1-1. Up and in. 2-1 on Prince Fielder, who struck out his first time and who is 6 of 22 this postseason. Victor Martinez, who scored the game's only run on deck. Nobody on. Into the seats. 2-2 count. Cabrera struck out. Simmons Fielder, 2 out.
What a great pitch. Tailing back under the hands of Prince Fielder. Prince thought it was going to be inside. It started out inside and tailed back over the inside corner. That's a Greg Maddux Hall of Fame 2014 tailing fastball right there. Nobody was better than Maddux at this pitch with 2 strikes. Nobody. Arms up, strike 3.
Now Victor Martinez, who plugged the gap in left center field his first time, scored on the RBI hit by Avila. Oakland umpire Rob Drake appreciates Saltalamacchia coming up with that short hop. Ball 1. Look at his numbers in the postseason, hitting .400. Pretty good combo in that 5-6 position in the order for Jim Leyland, Martinez and Peralta. Here's a 1-0. That one gets away. 2-0. Tigers have won 3 straight divisional titles. They're in their 3rd straight ALCS. They lost to Texas in 2011. They beat the Yankees in 4 straight last year. And they had the tables turned on them by the Giants. Here's a 2-0 dangerous pitch. And it spins Martinez out of there and caught him to send him to first. Just grazed him. And now each pitcher has hit a bat.
That was a slider that came up and in and just grazing the right arm of Victor Martinez. Victor couldn't get out of the way of it. You could see the rotation of that slider. It was a good pitch. I mean, it wasn't a strike, but it was still a good pitch. Trying to pitch him inside, and that's what American League pitchers try to do.
This crowd's getting tired of Johnny Peralta. Just as the A's and their fans got tired of it, this one gets away from Saltalamacchia, and down to second goes Victor Martinez.
Mike Lupica is a columnist with the New York Daily News. I talked to Mike today on his show, ESPN show in New York, and he said something that I thought was interesting, and I agree with him. He said that Red Sox fans will feel something tonight they haven't felt all year, anxiety, and you can feel it.
That was a wild pitch. It puts Martinez in scoring position for Peralta. Johnny's already singled tonight, hitting .529 this postseason. And Victor Martinez bothers Clay Buchholz.
Maybe simplistic, but you can fake to second and third. You can't to first and home.
Here's a 1-0. Drew kicks it. Routine ground ball, and Stephen Drew could not come up with it. May have taken a funny hop at the end. Either way, it's an error, and the inning will continue.
Funny game, isn't it, Joe? That is a ball that Stephen Drew would catch 99 out of 100 times, particularly with the set of hands that he had in last night's game in the 9th inning. Prince Fielder, watch this. Unbelievable.
That was to save 2 runs and keep it a 1-run game. But this one, the right hand closed on it before the ball got into his glove.
You know, I didn't see that initially, but you're right. That right hand came in. He was, speaking of anxiety, he was a little anxious to feel that ground ball, and an error on Drew.
Made only 8 errors during the regular season. Second error by the Red Sox in this series. Victorino had one last night. And the inning continues. Avila at the plate. He's already got an RBI single. Avila moves up a spot in the order tonight against the right-hander. After John Lester, the lefty, got the ball last night for Boston. Got under it. Should be easy for ELLSBURY and keep it a 1-0 game as we go into the bottom of the fourth. Boston will have Pedroia, Ortiz, and Cart down by a run. Scherzer has been dominant tonight. Fastball, slider, changeup, whatever. It's all worked. 7 strikeouts through 3 innings pitched. And he will deal with the 3, 4, 5 hitters here in the 4th inning. He's tied a Major League postseason record. 12 others have done it. 7 strikeouts through 3. And for the Red Sox, it took them until the 9th inning and 1 out to get their first hit last night. They're looking for their first hit here tonight in game 2 as we play in the 4th. The 1-0 to Pedroia. Ball on strike. Pedroia struck out his first time. He started a string of 4 consecutive strikeouts for Scherzer. One of 3 guys on this staff for the Tigers to strike out over 200 batters during the regular season. That's strike 2.
Yeah, that's only the 3rd time in Major League history that that's happened. It happened to Jim Cott's Twins back in '67, and then the Houston Astros in 1969.
Here we are again. You talked about it at the beginning. I mean, Fenway Park, 2 lineups that can slug, and another pitcher's duel.
1-0 game last night, 1-0 tonight. I mean, where's the offense? Come on. Those guys 60 feet 6 inches are taking care of the offense on both sides.
Yeah, that's what gets lost is the pitching of the Red Sox. We'll have a chance to visit with John Lester in a moment. Last night's starter and tough luck loser. Do that between innings and play it back for you as the count has gone full on Pedroia, and the crowd climbs back in. A strikeout to start the inning. And number 8 for Scherzer. So here you go. You mentioned Jim Cott. He's there with the '67 Twins. 3 pitchers, 200 or more strikeouts in the same season. The '69 Astros. My friend Larry Durker, a part of that group. And the threesome with the Tigers. We saw Sanchez last night. We see Scherzer tonight. We'll see Verlander on Tuesday, game 3 in Detroit. Ball 1 outside to Ortiz.
Hang on, Kitty. You're going to be in the Hall of Fame within the next 3 years, in my opinion. I talked to Jack Morris, who belongs in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. He's not in yet, but both deserve to be in there.
You saw Jack Morris pitch one of the best all-season games in the history of baseball.
That's right. A 10-inning win. 1-0. Speaking of 1-0 games, at the Metrodome in Minnesota, sitting next to your dad. And Jack Morris going all the way. A 10-inning shutout. What a dramatic game.
Braves on the short end of that as the count's gone to 3-0 here. Carp on deck. And what's Big Papi doing with a count 3-0?
Looking for a fastball to yank.
Instead, he gets ball 4 outside, a 4-pitch walk. And the 3rd base runner of the night for the Red Sox. All the varying of times to the plate, and worrying about the runner. You can forget that with Ortiz over there and Carp at the plate, although not to say it's going to factor in here. Ortiz did steal 4 bases during the regular season.
I'm still a little surprised that Prince Fielder would hold him on. Those are 2 big men in your screen, by the way. Fielder and David Ortiz. Wow.
Good rip by Carp. One of the best swings tonight by Boston. But a foul ball, strike 1. Johnny Gomes next. Scherzer is struck out 8. 4 with a fastball, 3 on a slider, and 1 with a changeup. That's pitching. That's how a guy can win 21 games. That might be. Out at second. Out at first. A double play ends the inning. That sends us into the 5th. 1-0 game. Detroit on top. Back after this from your local Fox station.
MLB at Home is presented by MLB The Show 20. It's what your baseball dreams are made of. Welcome to the show. Rated E for everyone.
This game slips into the 5th inning. Much different pace from game 1. For Detroit, it'll be Infante, Kelly, and Austin Jackson. We had a chance to visit with John Lester, last night's starter, who went 6 1/3, allowed 1 run on 6 hits, and it was not good enough. Struck out 4, walked 1, hit 2. He got the loss. Tonight it's Buchholz trying to do his best to keep the Red Sox close. He's done so through 4. Infante bounced into a double play his first time. Moments ago, Mike Carp bounced into a double play to end the 4th inning. He twisted his ankle getting out of the box. That's why it wasn't close at first base. But he's able to stay in the ball game. It would take a lot to get him out, I'm sure. That left ankle turned over. The double play ball ended the 4th inning. Infante with a count in his favor, 2-1. Chat with John Lester, last night's starter for the Red Sox, and the first question was about this team not worrying about the position they're in this ALCS.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this group is pretty resilient. You know, guys have been here a lot, and you know, it's just a matter of time before these guys break out. You know, like I said, the pitchers, as long as they keep us close, you know, these guys will definitely score some runs for us later in the game. Well, you ought to be proud of how you pitched last night. Thanks for your time tonight. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks.
Short and sweet. That's the way we do it here at Fox Sports. 1 out, nobody on for Kelly. Good breaking ball in for strike 1. Don popped up his first time, hitting just under 300 over his last 17 postseason games. Nothing in 2.
That was a funky swing. That ball appeared to be headed toward the dirt had Don not swung at it. No, it was a strike. I thought it was lower than that.
Counts 0-2. Whatever the situation with the Tigers, it seems like Don Kelly just perseveres.
He does, Joe, and they took him off their 40-man roster twice last year. Once in August, again at the end of October. Both times he stayed in the organization. The first time he accepted a AAA assignment. The second time he re-signed as a minor league free agent. And here he is again, 3rd straight ALCS.
And he's 0 for 2 as he becomes the 6th strikeout victim for Buchholz. 2 out.
So 14 strikeouts in this game. I think last night, tonight, for those people who think an out's an out, and if you strike out or ground out or don't move a runner or what have you, it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. I've never understood that, and I don't understand the younger players' mentality now, thinking that.
See that pitch dive out of the strike zone to Austin Jackson, ball 1.
When you strike out, it's over. When you hit a ground ball, you got a chance. You hit a fly ball, you got a chance. You strike out, see you later.
Into center field. So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes.
Halfway through it, game 2, 1-0. Tigers on top.
Javi, are you enjoying the new gameplay engine and AI updates in MLB The Show 20?
Yeah, man.
You know, I invented AI.
For real?
Robot Coach, come in here.
Hello, what can I do for you?
PlayStation.
Once again, the question for the Dodge Durango Trivia. Which team holds the record for consecutive scoreless innings pitched in a single postseason? The 66 Orioles, 33 innings. Final 33 innings of a 4-game Orioles sweep of the Dodgers back in 1966.
Game 4 in that loss by the Dodgers was started by Sandy Koufax, his last start ever. Oh, I beg your pardon, that was game 2, Sandy Koufax.
And he was opposed by then 20-year-old Jim Palmer.
That's right.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0, and Johnny Gomes chases one. Strike 1. Gomes, then Slovakia, then Drew against Scherzer, who was struck out 8. And he has another hitter set up, 0-2.
Thing about control is you have to go out of the strike zone when you need to. Alex Avila appears to be all right. So on 0-2 and 1-2, it's important to have control with balls out of the strike zone, not strikes. Getting to chase.
Another strikeout, number 9.
Make it look like a strike, and it's not.
9 strikeouts for Max Scherzer. And it just doesn't seem to matter what he's throwing up there. Everything is working. Everything's getting over when he wants it to. Everything, breaking ball's tight. The changeup is disappearing. It's just all going the way of Max Scherzer. And this blast down the right field line into the corner. It is caught by Torrey Hunter, and he almost spun the wrong way. He had to adjust, and that ball hit into one of the deeper parts of Fenway Park.
Joe, you and I were sitting here watching batting practice tonight and talking about the thick air of the autumn here in New England. October 13th. This ball in the summer is gone, way out of here. But not here in a very difficult play. It looks easy, but it's not. Scherzer knows it. He thought it was gone, too.
Now 2 out. That ball had the sound and had the look of a game-tying home run. On a cool autumn night, it did not have the distance. Drew takes a ball. A 1-0 from Scherzer. Up and away.
That's normally a bad sound for a pitcher.
Strike 1 on Drew. They still talk about the way Dwight Evans played out in right field here at Fenway Park. Shane Victorino has really taken well, a former center fielder, to what is a difficult outfield spot to play.
It really is.
2-2.
Right field at Fenway Park is similar to old Yankee Stadium's left field. Almost Joe Torre, when he was managing there, used to talk about how you almost need two center fielders in the outfield, one in left, one in center. Same here at Fenway.
Still 2-2 on Drew. And still no hits on the board for the Red Sox.
The hit last night for the Red Sox came in the 9th inning with 1 out and nobody on by Daniel Nava. So in the last 13 2/3 innings, Daniel Nava is the only Red Sox hitter that has a hit.
For a team that led baseball in runs scored, and a team that was number 2 in the American League with a combined .277 average. There's Nava. Two and two out, nobody on. Give you our Liberty Mutual game summary as we play here in the 5th inning. If you're just joining us, Max Scherzer is picking up where Anibal Sanchez left off as a starter for the Tigers. He has not allowed a hit as he works here in the 5th inning. Buchholz has been outstanding. He's given up only 1 run through 5. Fielder has to go a long way to get it. And a good feed to Scherzer going to the bag. And it's been more no-hit ball for a Tigers starter. Last night Sanchez, tonight Scherzer through 5 in game 2, 1-0. Tigers on top. Tonight's game is sponsored by Pizza Hut, make it great, and by Bank of America. Another good one. Game 2 of the ALCS, 1-0. After that 2nd inning run driven in by Avila, Buchholz has been terrific. 5 innings, 1 run, 3 hits. Pitched around an error. He has to deal with the big bats in this 6th inning. This was the inning when the Tigers got the only run last night in the 6th. It's Hunter Cabrera, fielder. So if you go back to game 5 of the division series and the work done by Verlander, who had a no-hitter going into the 7th, it's the first team, the Tigers, to have a no-hitter through 5 innings in 3 straight postseason games.
Come on.
And the Red Sox have to deal with Verlander on Tuesday night in Detroit with John Lackey on the mound for Boston. So on the other side, first team in postseason history to be no hit through 5 innings in back-to-back games, the Red Sox. That's strike 2, but because of the pitching last night of John Lester and the Red Sox bullpen, and tonight Clay Buchholz so far, the Red Sox are 1 good swing away from tying the game.
Well, they had one with Salta Lamacchia, but not quite.
Here's a 1-2. Hunter has struck out twice tonight, 1 for 7 in this series.
It's a key inning for Detroit with the thick part of their lineup up 2, 3, 4, 5 to get someone on.
What Hunter's done, 3rd time seeing a pitcher in his postseason career. He's never been to a World Series, and he's had a tremendous career. He's 38 years old. He's a 9-time Gold Glove Award winner. Broke in with the Twins, the Angels, and he signed on as a free agent with the Tigers. And is the opportunity to get to the World Series. There's one into center. ELLSBURY has that number 1. The only hit in this ALCS so far. Last night, 1 out, 9th inning. Nava, he tried to pump up his teammates in the dugout on his way down the line. He was lifted for a pinch runner, a stolen base later. The tying run was at second base when the game ended on a pop-up off the bat of Xander Bogaerts with Benoit on the mound. Here's Cabrera. 1 out, nobody on. Miguel takes ball 1. Here's a 1-0 from Buchholz. High fly ball into left. Back at the wall, and it's gone. Home run, Miguel Cabrera. Cold, heavy air or not, Cabrera had enough to get it over the monster and left. And it's 2-0 Tigers here in the 6th.
He did that 44 times in the regular season. 44 homers. Last year's Triple Crown winner. Lethal at the plate. A high breaking ball. We talked about it earlier, looking at Cabrera loosen up before the game. He just looked different.
He's now hit in 19 straight LCS games. He's reached base now in 31 straight postseason games. Here's one to left again. This ball is off the wall. Off the bat, a fielder who's got a double. The home run to left, followed by the double to left in what is now a 2-0 game. Here's the home run hit by Cabrera.
You know, the 37-foot-high wall has not come into play in either game. Cabrera taking advantage of the dimensions. And Fielder did the same thing.
In a 2-0 game here in the 6th inning. Now it's Fielder at second, 1 out. And Victor Martinez at the plate. Bullpen quiet for the Red Sox. Buchholz at 70 pitches for the night. That surprised everybody, including Prince Fielder.
He almost pulled a muscle going back to second.
Like, are you kidding?
Where am I going with a left-handed hitter up there and no outs? I beg your pardon, 1 out. Either way.
Victor Martinez waits and takes a strike. Martinez doubled and scored in the 2nd, was hit by a pitch in the 4th. And now this good middle of the order for Jim Leyland. Trying to give Max Scherzer a little more breathing room here in game 2. With that slow pace, brings it home and misses ball 1.
Talked about it at the beginning of the game that during the middle innings, John Farrell will keep a close eye on the endurance of Clay Buchholz. He had 3 starts since coming off the disabled list in which he threw over 100 pitches. Not a approaching that now, but his stuff looks flat this inning. Flat curveball to Cabrera, flat fastball to Fielder.
And because of that, I'm a little surprised there's no action for the Red Sox in their bullpen.
I am too. I was thinking the same thing, Joe.
And there's not much margin for error here for the Red Sox. Not only are they here at home, they're down 1-0. They're trailing Max Scherzer, who's dealing and hasn't allowed a hit, 2-0. But they go to Detroit and take on Verlander in Game 3.
And for the most part, you have a fresh bullpen.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Runner at second, 1 out. Victor Martinez into right center field is going to score another run. It's 3-0 as Martinez digs into second base. Consecutive doubles by the Tigers after the home run. It's 3-0 Detroit.
You look at the 3 pitches that have hurt Buchholz this inning. High curveball, high fastball, high curveball. It's flat, and somebody should be up, and somebody should have been up the last inning. Watch where this curveball is. A lollipop. Inside part. Professional hitters like Victor Martinez, they don't miss those.
Victorino over to cut it off. RBI double. Second double of the game for Victor Martinez. And yet still nobody is up in the bullpen for Boston.
Somebody's running and getting loose, but nobody's throwing.
Ball 1 to Peralta.
Tazawa.
They've got 2 long men, the Red Sox, Felix Dubront and Ryan Dempster. Got a bullpen that's become a weapon here down the stretch and in the postseason. But no activity. Here comes a 1-0 pitch.
Somebody, anybody, should be up.
1-1. It's like they want to get up and start loosening, but nobody's made the call.
That's right.
One ball, 1 strike. A runner at second, 1 out. In a 3-0 game. Peralta.
Another high slider. Dangerous up there. Clay knows it.
2-1.
We've already seen how Peralta has hit pitches like that the last 2 nights. 4 hits, all of them above the belt.
Buchholz steps off. Buchholz allowed the opposition during the regular season to hit 158 with runners in scoring position. And now he and Saltalamacchia can't get together on what to throw.
Here are those 3 pitches that have hurt Buchholz this inning. High slider, Cabrera. High fastball. High curveball.
And now action starts for the Red Sox in their bullpen. That's Workman. Gets into center field, hard hit, but right at Ellsbury. 2 out. Two out in the 6th inning, and the batter will be Alex Avila.
Get him going! Get him going!
Avila will dig his way in. He's got a 1-for-2 night. An RBI single in the 2nd. He flied out with a couple on in the 4th. The Red Sox in the bottom of the 6th inning will have Middlebrooks, Ellsbury, and Victorino. It's a 4-run inning, and it's a 5-0 Tiger lead as Avila goes deep to right. And a blast into the seats over the Tiger bullpen. The pitch count may not be up for Buchholz, but the pitches are.
Very good point.
And the Tigers are jumping all over him here in the 6th.
Prior to this swing, the enjoyment Avila has had in this postseason has been behind the plate. With that swing, it's at the plate. A high fastball. 2 home runs, 2 doubles this inning.
Two out, bases empty, and a ball down and away. Omar's 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play, grounded out. One ball, no strikes. As the Tigers have opened it up here in the 6th inning, a 5-0 game. 2-0. Buchholz brings home a 2-0 pitch. Line drive, base hit into left center field. It's cut off by Ellsbury. And the inning continues. Infante, the number 8 hitter, is on with 2 out, and that's it for Clay Buchholz. Here in the 6th inning, as Workman will come out of the bullpen and take over, it's been the power bats of the Tigers doing the damage. It started with a 1-out home run by Miguel Cabrera. Doubles by fielder Martinez, a home run by Avila, and a 5-0 Tiger lead. Brandon Workman takes over. 1 on with 2 out as Clay Buchholz is knocked out here in the 6th inning. Here's the number 9 man, Don Kelly. Ball 1 from Workman. Buchholz goes 5 2/3. He's allowed 5 runs on 8 hits. 2 home runs. 5 extra base hits. 6 strikeouts, no walks. A wild pitch. Kelly tonight 0 for 2, facing Workman, who misses with ball 2. Felix Dubront, the left-hander, getting loose. Here's a 2-0 pitch. 3-0. In the division series, the Red Sox and John Farrell had Lackey go in game 2. Having the opportunity to set it up really any way they wanted. They moved Buchholz to game 2, and they saved Lackey for game 3 in Detroit. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Let's give you another look at the home run, the 2-run shot by Avila. And it was not cheap.
Looked like he was looking for a fastball to pull, got it, and nailed it. 11 home runs during the regular season for Alex Avila.
Look at the history of this proud, great franchise. Postseason record with 4 extra base hits in this 1 inning. Here's Jackson with 2 on, 2 out. And the first strike from Workman.
As we think and talk about the 4 hits here in the top of the 6th, you have to remember that Max Scherzer still has a no-hitter through 5.
2 on, 2 out. There's another strike. It's 0-2. Jackson's hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight, but 0 for 3. 9th man to bat in the inning. This started with Torrey Hunter flying to center. He's on deck. The 0-2. Nothing but fastballs so far from Workman. He's got kind of a funky delivery. Brings it up there in the low 90s, and he's trying to find a way out of what is a long top of the 6th. Runners on at first and second, 2 out, the 0-2. Skips in, blocked by Saltalamacchia, ball 1. Coming into tonight's game, over the last 2 years in the ALCS for the Tigers, they're starting pitching 5 starts before tonight, a 4-0 record and an ERA of 0.54. Opponents hit just 121 against them. Last year against the Yankees, this year against the Red Sox. That's ball 2. 37 strikeouts compared to 15 walks. 6 walks allowed last night by Sanchez. Tonight, it's more of the same from Max Scherzer. The count's 2-2, 2 on, 2 out. Left side, Middlebrooks. Across the diamond, and the inning is over. An inning started by Clay Buchholz. And it's turned into anything but a nail-biter because of the 4 runs put up by the Tigers as their bats explode in the 6th, going to the bottom half in game 2, up 5-0.
You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else. Why accept it from your allergy pills? Flonase Sensimist. Nothing stronger, nothing gentler, nothing lasts longer. Flonase Sensimist. 24-hour non-drowsy allergy relief.
Max Scherzer, as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning, brings it home. Strike 1. You saw that line that the Tigers over the last 3 LCS games have carried a no-hitter through 5. Scherzer's got 2 of those 3. Sanchez last night. Scherzer doing it to the Red Sox tonight, as he did last year against the Yankees. Here's a 1-1. Good rip. But now 2 strikes on Middlebrooks. 5-8-0 for Detroit. Just an error. Those last 3 columns up there for the Red Sox. The 1-2. They appealed, did not go. So there's Ron Coppola. He'll be working the plate on Tuesday night, actually late afternoon in Detroit, when Lackey takes on Verlander. Leading off the 6th, down by 5, a strikeout. That's number 10. Give you tonight's Geico in-game box score. And it's almost identical to last night's. There were more walks up there last night, but all zeros in that left column.
Anibal Sanchez with 6 walks and 12 strikeouts in his time. Red Sox struck out 17 times, 10 tonight. Even the backup curveball giving Middlebrooks problems.
Back to the top of the order, and Ellsbury, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Red Sox still looking for something out of the guys who set the table at the top. Victorino next. Ellsbury pops it up left side. It's trying to get out of play. Cabrera's got to play, 2 out. And Miguel Cabrera, who homered in the top of this inning, goes over near the seats, hauls it in, 2 down.
Thought that ball was going to be out of there. See the security guard moving his chair, and Cabrera makes the play.
Max Scherzer now has tied his personal best for a no-hit outing. His best coming into tonight, 5 2/3 innings at Tampa Bay in July of 2010. The 2-out Victorino. Check swing, foul, strike 1.
That's a bit surprising that Scherzer, with the stuff that he has, with not only the contact stuff when guys make contact and make outs, but the swing and miss stuff that he has, that he's only gone 5 2/3 innings for his most innings ever in a no-hit bid.
Here's the 0-1 to Victorino. It's different than it was last night, but these Red Sox hitters are still off as they try and think along with the pitcher on the mound. Last night it was Sanchez. He was 1 step ahead all night.
Yes.
Scherzer is tonight.
One thing about being down by 5 runs in the middle innings for a team that can run, it takes away your running game. 2-1, 3-1 game, you still run. 5-0, not so.
The 0-2 bounces in. Avila blocked it. Avila's had a nice night, obviously behind the plate, but at it as well with 3 RBIs. A 2-run shot in the top of this inning, an RBI single back in the 2nd. There's the first hit of the night. It belongs to Victorino here in the 6th.
And that first hit in a similar area as Daniel Navas hit last night in the 9th inning. Left center field. Jammed with the fastball, and Victorino with the first hit of the night for the Red Sox.
And that gives Pedroia a chance to hit here in the 6th. Ball 1 low. This crowd's been dying for something to cheer, and they finally have it. There goes Victorino, and a fly ball into left. Back at the wall. It's off the wall. And Victorino, who was running with a pitch, scores all the way from first. It's 5-1.
Fastball and reaching the wall is Pedroia. The crowd here probably thinking, my kingdom for a run, and they finally got one.
Victorino just flying around the bases after reading that ball off the wall. He scores easily.
Flying a wagon.
Pedroia trying to get his bench pumped up. A visit from Jeff Jones. We're only in the 6th inning, and now David Ortiz will dig his way in. Ortiz with only 3 postseason home runs over his last 20 games and an average under 200. Trying to figure out Scherzer. Up there ready to swing at a fastball, and he swung through it. First 52 games of Ortiz postseason career, he hit .317 with 11 home runs and 42 RBIs. They love him here in Boston. The 0-1. Ball one. Fastballs velocity-wise from Scherzer all night.
That's the best fastball in a few innings from Max.
Runner at second, 2 out. A run home and a 1-2 count. A strikeout to end the 6th. Strikeout number 11. But a run is on the board for the Red Sox as we go to the 7th inning in game 2. 5-1 is the score with Scherzer and the Tigers on top. Back after this from your local Fox station. 7th inning, Brandon Workman back to the hill. He got out of the 6th inning. And Torrey Hunter, there's a breaking ball from Workman. We haven't seen that yet. Hunter, who started the 6th inning with a fly ball to center for the first out, and then was watching with the rest of us when his teammates went off. Home run by Cabrera, double by Fielder, double for an RBI by Martinez. Peralta lined out to center. Avila hit a 2-run home run to right. It was 5-0, now 5-1. And the count 1-2 now on Hunter. DeBron still up. Hunter leading off. Foul tip, and that got some assault to LaMacchia. Before and after every postseason game. MLB Network has all the highlights and breakdowns from the award-winning analysts of MLB Tonight. All the postseason drama, all in one place. Go to MLBnetwork.com for schedule and channel number. Here's a 1-2. Broken bat. Clark feeds Workman. Good eye. Strong defense matters most in October. Catch the top 2 defensive plays and enter for a chance to win an all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado at ChevyBaseball.com. With 1 out, here's Cabrera. Rolled the wrists and hit a home run over the monster in left last inning. That's well hit into center. Back is ELLSBURY and a long way away from home plate. He's got out number 2.
About 403 feet. That's a guesstimate. It's 420 into the well there, right under giant glass, and a giant blast by Cabrera. Fastball out over the plate. There are very few ballparks that can hold the ball like this, including Comerica, where these 2 teams will play on Tuesday afternoon. He thought he had it all.
But not here at Fenway.
Nope.
Workman out. Dubron coming in with Prince Fielder coming up.
You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else. Why accept it from your allergy pills? Flonase Sensitivist. Nothing stronger, nothing gentler, nothing lasts longer. Flonase Sensitivist. 24-hour non-drowsy allergy relief.
Tonight's game is sponsored by the new 2014 Dodge Durango and by T-Mobile. Unleash. We head into the bottom of the 7th inning. We remind you, Fox tomorrow, it's everyone's new favorite drama, Sleepy Hollow. As critics raving, it's unlike anything else on television. See why everyone is hopelessly hooked on Sleepy Hollow, all new tomorrow night.
That's what it's been for the Red Sox offense the last 2 nights. Sleepy Hollow.
Well, the Patriots got to come from behind last-second victory in Foxborough earlier today against the Saints. With the great Tom Brady at the controls. Max Scherzer trying to avoid the same thing happening here at Fenway. Quickly, 2 strikes on Mike Karp, who was struck out, bounced into a double play. 5-1 game, Detroit on top. Sevilla, the catcher, told us it may not apply here, but it could. There is activity for the Tigers in their bullpen. There's a 1-2. Another strikeout. That's 12. Same number as Sanchez had last night in game 1, and it was Avila who told us before the game Scherzer's the kind of guy that if he knows he's coming out soon, tries to make the last 15 pitches of his night his best of the night as he strikes out Karp to start the 7th.
He has 11 left. He threw 4 to Karp.
Strike 1 on a backup breaking ball to Johnny Gomes, who was struck out twice. Strike 2. of the 7th inning, 4-run game. A 4-run top of the 6th inning.
Slider. No, fastball. When you're in a position to throw any one of 4 pitches, you're in a pretty good position. And that's what Scherzer has been all night. Fastball away.
The postseason record for back-to-back games as far as strikeouts by a pitching staff is 31. The Tigers have struck out 29 over games 1 and 2 with outs to go. Two and 2. Crossed up.
Yeah, it looked like it. That was a changeup. May have been looking for it, but he went outside, not knowing it was going to come back like that.
That may have cost Scherzer a strikeout. That was a pretty good pitch.
It was, yeah.
Instead, it's a full count. With 1 out here in the 7th. He gets a strikeout anyway.
That's confidence right there. A 3-2 slider with a 4-run lead in the 7th inning. Scherzer menacing this evening.
13 strikeouts to go with 2 walks, 1 hit batsman, and a run on 2 hits. So 1 away from tying that record. Are the Tigers in this pitching staff. Outside. Ball and a strike on Saltalamacchia.
Joe, that 1997 series between Baltimore and Cleveland, we did that series, and Mike Messina was one of the stars with 15 strikeouts in 1 game.
Race to the bag, and fielder gets there after ranging to his right. Saltalamacchia grounds out, and we go to the 8th inning of game 2. Tigers lead it 5-1. The reaction for Max Scherzer.
Great job, Max. Great job, man.
After he goes 7 innings tonight, a season high 13 strikeouts, his career high 15. In case you're wondering, it looks like his night is finished after 7. So now he turns into a spectator. As we go to the 8th, 5-1 is the score. Victor Martinez turns around, bats right-handed, leans away from ball 1, up and away to start this 8th. It's Martinez, Peralta, Avila against Dubront, who came on to retire fielder on a ground out to end the top of the 7th. Jose Veras, the right-hander who was so good last night, getting loose. Veras worked 2/3, struck out both hitters he faced after he followed Albuquerque, who followed Anibal Sanchez to the mound in that 1-0 win. 2-0 the count. And now 3-0.
As if they needed a reminder, the Red Sox finding out tonight why Max Scherzer finished 2nd in strikeouts in the American League this year with 240. You Darvish of the Rangers had 277 to lead the American League.
There's a strike to Martinez to make it 3-1. Scherzer came into this game 2-4 in his career against the Red Sox. 1-1 this year. Good ERA of 2.5. And that season during the regular year, the 5th best winning percentage by a starting pitcher who won 20 or more games at 21-3. 87.5% at the time he was a winner, and that's the 5th best across baseball since 1900. Wow.
I don't think Max is through shaking hands yet. Almost with that attitude. Anybody else want to shake my hand tonight? He goes around looking for guys. He's a beauty, I'll tell you.
Martinez out in front on that pitch, pops it up. Wow. Tuesday late afternoon, game 3 of this ALCS from Detroit, as these two teams head to Michigan. Coverage of that game, game 3, begins Tuesday at 3:30 Eastern, only on Fox. And here's what the Red Sox face if they don't turn things around here tonight. Down 2-0, taking on Justin Verlander, who really pitched well in September.
Oh, absolutely. People talking about having a so-so year, not a Verlander-like year. He's Verlander-like right now.
Just have to ask the A's.
Yeah.
He held them hitless into the 7th inning in the decisive game 5 in the division series. And they've seen enough of Justin Verlander.
Last 2 years at least.
Justin Verlander, by the way, is not at the park. We're told right now he left early to go back to Detroit.
With a day game on Tuesday instead of a night game to get that extra rest.
Instead of waiting around for the team to pack up after tonight's game, getting into Detroit in the early morning hours. As the count goes to 2-1 from Felix Dubron. Peralta's at the plate, 1 for 3 tonight. 9 for 19 this postseason. He's got 4 hits in this ALCS. Bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Red Sox, down by at least 4. In the air to center, well hit. Back in front of the wall for out number 2. Peralta gave it a ride. MLB Fan Cave is coming back in 2014. Players, celebrities, concerts, and more. You can be a part of next season's team just by going to MLBFancave.com. You can apply right now. Here's Avila, who's had a big night. 3 RBIs. An RBI single in the 2nd to give Scherzer the lead. And then he added to what was at the time a 3-0 lead with a 2-run shot in the 6th. It's now 5-1. Inside. We could and likely will see pinch hitters for the Red Sox in the bottom of this 8th inning. They start the night with Nava and Napoli on the bench. They've got the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up. Napoli's already got gloves on, bat in hand. And Case, breaking ball misses down and away ball 2. hits this postseason. He's got 2 tonight. That's fouled in the count, 2-2. Jose Veras, who started the season in Houston as their closer, that man, Dave Dombrowski, made the deal to bring him to Detroit to help the bullpen as they were trying to find late inning relief. And it looks like Veras will be on the mound when the Tigers are in the field in the bottom of this 8th inning. 3-2 on Avila. That's low for ball 4. And the second walk handed to the Tigers tonight.
Looking at Alex Avila, one of the few guys in the starting lineup that is a Detroit original. The reason, the trade master, Dave Dombrowski, traded for Miguel Cabrera, Austin Jackson, Max Scherzer, Doug Fister, who will start game 4, and last night's winner, Anibal Sanchez. And you forget about Omar Infante, who came from Atlanta and was the real key guy in that deal when they picked up Sanchez also.
There's a strike. Well, Dave Dombrowski is one of the smartest baseball men you'll run into, and you hear his name pop up for a possible successor to Bud Selig.
Yeah. Bud Selig calling next year his last year as commissioner of baseball.
That's into right. Victorino is there, and so Dombrowski in his 12th year with the Tigers has helped put this team together and put them in position. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning of game 2. Tigers take the field up by 4.
MLB at Home is presented by MLB The Show 20. It's what your baseball dreams are made of. Welcome to the show. Rated E for everyone.
A look inside the Green Monster and that manually operated scoreboard here at Fenway Park. Christian Elias out there, Paul DeAngelo, and Justin Pothier are the ones in charge of making that all work. There's a camera out there between the ball and strike. And they peek out little slots. Watching the action here at Fenway as Drew leads it off, and he grounds to short. Iglesias just into the game, and that's out number 1. Jose Veras takes over, and down by 4, first pitch swinging is Stephen Drew, and Jose Veras gets a quick out to start the 8th.
Entered game 1 in the 8th inning, struck out Shane Victorino and Dustin Pedroia, and then was lifted as the Tigers were on their way to striking out 17 Red Sox last night. And a couple of nights of whiffs here at Fenway.
The Red Sox leadoff men now in this ALCS are 0 for 17 with 11 strikeouts.
That's amazing right there. That is an amazing statistic, and the biggest reason that they've scored 1 run in 2 games.
Ryan Dempster getting loose. Scherzer was great tonight, set a season high with his 13 strikeouts, 2 off his career high. Here's a line drive down the left field line. That ball's going to go toward the corner, and Middlebrooks will dig into second with a 1-out double. So John Farrell sticking with Middlebrooks. He pinch hit for him last night. Tonight he lets the second-year player go up there, and he delivers with a double.
And that double may earn Middlebrooks a start in game 3 against Verlander. We'll see. Fastball from Veras. He featured a very good curveball last night.
top of the order. And with Smiley out in the bullpen. Jim Leyland is going to reach for behind that right field wall again. Barris got the leadoff man, gave up the double. Smiley coming in. ELLSBURY coming up. The 8th inning of a 4-run game. The numbers from the regular season for the left-hander Drew Smiley, who eventually will be in the rotation for the Tigers. He deals a strike over the outside corner to JACOBY ELLSBURY, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Smiley's got starter stuff. Not your typical situational left-hander.
Keep in mind the Detroit Tigers do not have a left-hander in the rotation. 4 right-handers.
Here's the 0-1. They've added Phil Koch, who was so good in the postseason last year for Jim Leyland. He was not on the active list for the division series. There's Phil. He's available in this ALCS, but it's been a while since he's been on the mound for Detroit. Too much at stake here, so it's Smiley. And ELLSBURY. On the outside corner, ELLSBURY didn't like it. Strike 2. ELLSBURY walks way away from home plate after this. You can see why he didn't like it. It was called strike 2. Albuquerque and Joaquin Benoit. 2 right-handers getting loose here in the 8th. Double by Middlebrooks, chased Barris. Good job by Avila to smother that. 2-2.
One would think that Smiley's in there for 1 hitter, and that's ELLSBURY. Because Victorino has shown no signs of hitting left-handed. So I would imagine he'll bring in Albuquerque to pitch to Victorino, regardless of what happens to ELLSBURY.
And they have the right-handed hitting Pedroia, then the lefty Ortiz, but they like Benoit against left-handers.
Right. To be called upon for a 4-out save.
Here's a 2-2. He took just down and away in a full count. Here he comes. There he goes. And with Victorino coming up, the man whose name bends all the way around his back, Albuquerque, comes in with 2 on, 1 out in a 5-1 game. Tonight's game is sponsored by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. And by Ford, only Ford gives you EcoBoost fuel economy and a whole lot more. This is turning into a ball game here in game 2. 4-run Tiger lead, 2 on, 1 out, heart of the order coming.
I'll tell you what is not a bad play here. Red Sox trail by 4. And if Victorino can lay down a bunt for a base hit toward third base, he might get it out with Cabrera with that bad hip.
A strike over the outside corner. Victorino has been hit by a pitch. He got the first hit of the night for the Red Sox and one of only 2 for Boston against Scherzer.
He's going to see all sliders from Albuquerque.
That one's high and the count 1-1. That first hit came with 2 out in the 6th. Inside part, strike 2.
Albuquerque's slider is inconsistent, and it works in his favor because of that. You don't know which way it's going to break.
That one in the dirt, and Avila moving around well. He's as healthy as he's been in the postseason here in 2013, and he had to slide out to stop that.
That's really a good play by Avila. If that ball gets by him, runners at second and third in this 4-run ball game.
Victorino checks it to make sure it's still intact. The capper in that 4-run 6th inning, the 2-run home run by Avila, looming large here in the 8th.
He went wider with it. He just threw the slider off the plate away to get Victorino. We talked about it last night. Albuquerque with the slider that just keeps sliding. There it is. Good pitch.
Two on, 2 out for Pedroia, who has the only RBI tonight for Boston with a double in the 6th. But by the way, the 31st strikeout in these back-to-back games for the Tiger pitching, which ties a postseason record. They're going to hold the runner at third as Hunter comes up ready to throw, and that was a wise decision by Brian Butterfield. Bases loaded, 2 out.
Because Torrey Hunter was cheating on Dustin Pedroia, knowing Pedroia likes to shoot that ball the other way. With a count 0-1, make that 1-1. Pedroia, you're down by 3, 2 or 3, maybe you send him, but not 4, because now one swing of the bat by Big Papi could tie this game.
It will not come against Albuquerque. Everybody moves up 1 spot. The bases are loaded. A postseason hero of years past, Big Papi coming up. Benoit coming out of the pen for the Tigers. John Farrell and the Red Sox talk about finding a way. Well, they have found a way to bring the tying run to the plate.
Finding the hard way.
No hit through 5 2/3. Now they've got Ortiz, who's never homered against Benoit in his career. Bases loaded. 2 out. Hard hit into right. Back at the wall. Tie game. Big Papi. The grand slam. And Torrey Hunter injured himself going over the wall.
Into the Red Sox bullpen. He appears to be all right. Boy, that was a nasty spill over the wall. Looked like he had blood on the back of his head. What'd you say, partner? David Ortiz had never homered against Joaquin Benoit until now. Fastball.
He's been as clutch, maybe more clutch than any hitter in the game in October since he came to the Red Sox.
I didn't think initially that Torrey Hunter came that close, but he did. It was caught by the bullpen catcher of the Red Sox. Nasty spill.
Thankfully, Hunter's okay to continue. As these fans packed into Fenway salute Ortiz after his 15th career postseason home run. Bench to pinch hit. 2 out, nobody on. Ball 1 inside. Jim Leyland talked to us before the game as the Red Sox have tied it here in the 8th about the issue closing out games. They hope for the young right-hander Bruce Rondon. He wasn't ready. They tried to bring back Valverde. That didn't work. Eventually, Benoit settled into the role. And here in game 2, after the Tigers had dominated, leading into this bottom of the 8th, Benoit greeted with a first pitch grand slam hit by Ortiz. Two.
Talk about out of the depths of despair. My gosh.
Bill Cote, the lefty, Rick Porcello, the right-hander. That is foul.
Let's go back, 1st and 2nd and 2 outs. The single by Pedroia to right field. Brian Butterfield, the third base coach, up with a stop sign, knowing that one swing of the bat could tie the game, and it did.
And Hunter did everything he could. All out. Able to continue now, another 1-2 to Napoli. And another foul ball out of play. This inning has seen 4 pitchers. The 38-year-old Torrey Hunter over the wall and right, along with a baseball. As Napoli keeps it 1-2. Scherzer went the first 7. Veras got the first out on the first pitch to Drew, gave up a double to Middlebrooks. Smiley walked the only man he faced, ELLSBURY. Albuquerque got a strikeout, allowed the base hit to Pedroia. Benoit came in, and David Ortiz got him. strikeout ends the 8th. David Ortiz, the DH, an 8th inning hero here at Fenway. In game 2, he's tied it. It's 5-5 into the 9th.
Javi, are you enjoying the new gameplay engine and AI updates in MLB The Show 20?
Yeah, man.
You know, I invented AI.
For real?
Robot Coach, come in here.
Hello, what can I do for you?
PlayStation.
How about David Ortiz and what he's provided here tonight? The first game-tying grand slam in the 8th inning or later in postseason history. Napoli stays in the game at first. Koji Uehara takes over. He's been virtually unhittable since the 1st of July. It's a 5-5 game in the 9th. Uehara since July 1st, an ERA of .41. The control is remarkable.
Strike throwing machine.
58 strikeouts compared to 2 walks. On deck, Austin Jackson. After Jackson, Torrey Hunter. 5-5 game. Kelly off balance. Pops it up. PEDROIA. To go back into the bottom of that 8th inning, Tim. Scherzer comes out after 7. You've got a 5-1 lead. Veras goes a third of an inning, gives up the double. He's out with the left-handed hitting ELLSBURY coming up. So you go to Smiley.
Right.
Then the walk. Now Victorino, who's only hitting right-handed. So you go to Albuquerque. He gets the strikeout, gives up the hit. And then because, as we mentioned, as Jackson takes a strike, Benoit is good with the change-ups and the off-speed stuff against left-handed batters. He comes in to face David Ortiz, throws a first-pitch fastball, and Ortiz ties the game.
David Ortiz did not allow Benoit to get that far, throwing the split. Hopped on that first fastball for a home run. How dramatic was that?
0-2 to count on Austin Jackson. So as far as managerial moves, is my point, it made sense.
Sure, of course it did. Try for the 4-out save. 6 straight strikes from Uehara.
And 2 out here in the 9th. And now somehow, after flipping over the wall and right and into the Red Sox bullpen, Hunter talking to Saltalamacchia as he digs his way in. Somehow he's able to keep playing. Not a ball yet. 7 strikes out of the right hand of Koji Uehara. Strike 1 on Hunter. Who steps out? It'll be Gomes, Saltalamacchia, Stephen Drew for the Red Sox in the bottom of this 9th. And we're headed there now. Drew puts it away. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning in game 2. Tied at 5. Rick Porcello, a starter in a 13-game winner during the regular season, is into the game in relief of Benoit. 5-5 in the bottom of the 9th inning. And here's Porcello with 2 relievers left behind him, but in essence, Jim Leyland has a guy to give him length here. Conditioned as a starter, and here he is in the bottom of the 9th of a 5-5 game.
Not only starting the 9th, but if it goes into extra innings, starting whatever would be extra innings also. Another guy who could mean a lot right here In the bottom of the ninth, we saw it last night. Quentin Berry, the pinch runner, who has not been caught stealing in 28 attempts.
Good fastball from Porcello, strike one on Johnny Gomes, who was struck out 3 times tonight. Happy to see the end of Max Scherzer, who threw 108 pitches tonight. Dominant, will not get a decision. Ball 1. Strike 2.
Red Sox fans have not been interested in using or seeing the Red Sox use a pinch runner since 2004. In Game 4, Red Sox against the Yankees, with Dave Roberts came in and stole the biggest base in Red Sox history.
And he threw out the first pitch tonight.
Yeah.
The 1-2. Shattered back from the hole. Iglesias safe at first, and now the ball goes out of play, and down to second will go Johnny Gomes.
Guarding the line was Cabrera. The throw was wide by Iglesias. No way Jose can make that play.
Iglesias trying to do too much. Here's a game summary. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Tigers won last night 1-0. They led 5-0, then 5-1 tonight. Scherzer had a no-hitter going through 5 2/3. He was brilliant. But in the 8th inning, 4 pitchers stepped to the mound for the Tigers, and on the first pitch from Joaquin Benoit, Big Papi David Ortiz tied this game with a grand slam.
I don't think you're done here either. No sacks all year for Saltalamacchia.
Winning run at second. Saltalamacchia takes a ball.
Because Johnny Gomes is at second instead of first, Berry's not in there.
Saltalamacchia. Stephen Drew on deck. And Berry may still factor in on that bench for the Red Sox.
Yeah. I don't think Porcello's going to come in with Saltalamacchia. This could be a pitch around situation. Try to make him chase a bad ball out of the strike zone away. He walks him, he walks him.
Off the end of the bat, popped up. Right side for Fielder. Has room, but he missed it. And there's no interference from the fan. Fielder had a clean play on that ball and did not make the catch, but Jim Leyland's going to argue anyway.
I think he's got an argument. It's right on the border. If you reach into the stands and drop the ball, no harm, no foul. If, however, you try to make the play outside the stands, then it would be fan interference. I think you might have the umpires get together here. Nope.
Well, the first base umpire, Ron Culp, was right there.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got help from Joe West, the crew chief, if he needs it. And I think every replay we've shown, even though the fans' hands were close, nobody really interfered with Prince Fielder.
It's a good point.
He just missed it.
Yep.
And the count 2-1. That gets away, and the winning run's at third.
How many times have we talked about it during the regular season, Joe? When pitchers try to pitch around guys, they end up throwing a wild pitch. You can see Alex Avila setting up inside. The pitch was way outside by Porcello. It's a wild pitch. Johnny Gomes goes to third.
It's a wild pitch, winning run 90 feet away. Saltalamacchia at the plate. Infield is in. Outfield comes in. And time called.
Jim Leyland does have the option of walking the bases loaded, walking Saltalamacchia and Stephen Drew to pitch to Will Middlebrooks. But they are pitching to Saltalamacchia.
Behind on the count, 3-1. That's a base hit. Red Sox win it. This series tied at a game apiece. Tom Brady won a game for the Patriots in Foxborough. David Ortiz set it up with a 2-out game-tying grand slam in the 8th inning here tonight. And Saltalamacchia with a game-winning hit past the drawn-in infield and off the glove of Jose Iglesias.
Tom Brady won that game with 5 seconds left in Foxborough. And Saltalamacchia breaks a 5-5 tie.
And a win in the bottom of the 9th.
My gosh.
To tie this ALCS. And they keep finding a way. And somehow here tonight, dominated by Max Scherzer through his 108 pitches in 7 innings, they found a way tonight. It looks like Ken Rosenthal is ready. Ken, all yours.
David, you've hit a lot of big home runs in your career for the Red Sox. Where does that grand slam rank?
Oh man, we need it. I mean, you know, we've been struggling a little bit offensively. You know, we're known by, you know, swinging the bat pretty well. But you know, we need it, man. We need it.
When you hit that ball, you know Torrey was out there. Did you think it was going out?
I know I put a good swing on it. You know, I got my boy Torrey chasing everything out there. Nighttime, Gold Glove, you never know when he almost got that ball. But thanks God he went in the bullpen.
Now, you were no hit for 5 2/3. You were down 5-1 in the 8th inning. I know you guys talk about always finding a way, but how discouraging was it on the bench?
Man, we had a ball close at bottom, man. We fight. We never give up. I mean, you saw it through the whole season. We found a way to get back and try to win a ball game, never over into the last out, you know. And got to give credit to Scherzer. He was focused. He was on tonight.
David, thank you very much. Aaron Andrews, over to you.
Kenny, thanks so much. I'm here at Jared Saltalamacchia with the game-winning run. You told me today, whatever it takes. What did it take to finally pull this out?
It took, you know, never giving up. A lot of big at-bats. You know, obviously pulling and hitting that big homer right there was huge for us, and just got us back in that game and energized us.
You also mentioned to me today being resilient. What took so long to finally get some hits?
Hey, it don't matter how long it takes, as long as we get the win. You know, this city's just been so resilient all year long, and that's how we play the game the same way, and can't thank these fans enough.
This is the first time. And this is the first time since Carlton Fisk that a catcher has had a walk-off. How you feeling? I'm drenched.
Oh gosh, goosebumps. Feels great. You know, like I said, this crowd gets behind us so much, and it's so easy for us to just go out there and make things happen. You know, and Johnny did a great job getting on base right there, hustling, and then getting to third on that ball, pass ball. It's huge.
Congratulations. We'll see you in Detroit. Joe, back up to you.
All right, we'll dry off down there. A 6-5 win for the Red Sox. What a day in New England. Brady started it in the late afternoon, early evening. And then Big Papi stepped up with the bases loaded, tied it with a grand slam in the 8th. Saltalamacchia wins it with a base hit through the left side. This should be some ALCS. It's tied at a game apiece. We'll come back and wrap up after this. Red Sox win it.